Draw near to me, my beloved child, and quiet the noise of the world around you. I need you to hear something today that will shake the very foundations of how you see yourself. You have been walking through life, carrying a weight that was never meant to be yours, a weight of worthlessness, a burden of believing you are not enough, will never be enough, could never be enough. I see you looking in the mirror and seeing only flaws. I see you comparing yourself to others and always finding yourself lacking. I see you apologizing for taking up space, for having needs, for simply existing. But today, I am going to show you the truth about your worth that hell has tried desperately to hide from you. Take a deep breath with me now. Feel the air filling your lungs. This breath itself is a gift I have given you. Every heartbeat in your chest is a declaration of your value to me. Before we go any further, I want you to prepare your heart for what I am about to reveal. The enemy has whispered lies about your worth for so long that hearing the truth may feel foreign at first. But I am about to dismantle every lie that has convinced you that you are worthless. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not too much or too little. You are not defined by your failures, your past, your circumstances, or other people's opinions. You are about to discover your true identity, the identity that existed before anyone ever told you that you were not enough. Listen carefully. Your life depends on believing what I am about to tell you. I see the devastating impact that worthlessness has had on every area of your life. And I want you to know that I understand completely the depth of this wound. Some of you learned worthlessness in childhood. I see you as that little child who was told you were stupid, ugly, or a burden. I see the parent who was too busy to notice you, the teacher who made you feel invisible, the classmates who mocked what made you different. I see how these early messages became the foundation of how you view yourself today. Others of you developed worthlessness through repeated failures. I see you trying so hard to succeed, to prove your value through achievement, only to face disappointment after disappointment. Each failure became another piece of evidence in your mind that you are not capable, not smart enough, not talented enough to matter. Many of you feel worthless because of broken relationships. I see the partner who left you feeling like you were not worth staying for. I see the friends who abandoned you when you needed them most. I see the family members who made you feel like you were the problem. These rejections convinced you that you are unlovable, unwanted, and replaceable. Some of you battle worthlessness because of your past mistakes. I see you carrying shame from decisions you made, words you spoke, or actions you took that hurt others or yourself. You have allowed these mistakes to define your entire identity, believing that what you did makes you fundamentally flawed and beyond redemption. Others feel worthless because of circumstances beyond your control. I see you struggling with mental illness and believing that your depression or anxiety makes you weak. I see you facing financial hardship and feeling like your inability to provide makes you a failure. I see you dealing with physical limitations and thinking that your body's struggles diminish your value. Many of you have internalized society's messages about worth. I see you believing that your value is determined by your productivity, your appearance, your achievements, or your usefulness to others. You have accepted the lie that human worth is conditional, earned, and can be lost. This worthlessness manifests in countless ways throughout your daily life. You say yes when you want to say no, because you fear that setting boundaries will make others reject you. You work twice as hard as everyone else, hoping that maybe if you prove yourself useful enough, someone will finally see your value. You minimize your own needs, believing that other people's needs are more important than yours. You apologize constantly, even for things that are not your fault, because you have learned to believe that your very existence is somehow an inconvenience to others. You sabotage good opportunities because deep down you believe you do not deserve them. You push away people who try to love you because you cannot understand why anyone would choose you if they really knew who you are. You live in constant fear of being found out, of people discovering that you are not as capable, intelligent, or worthy as you pretend to be. This fear drives you to perfectionism, people-pleasing, and exhausting performance that never quite feels like enough. The emotional toll of worthlessness is devastating. You experience chronic anxiety about not measuring up, depression from feeling like nothing you do matters, and a profound loneliness that comes from believing you are fundamentally different from everyone else in ways that make you less valuable. Physically, this worthlessness shows up in your body. You carry tension in your shoulders from trying so hard to prove yourself. You experience fatigue from the constant effort of pretending to be someone you think is more acceptable. Your sleep is disrupted by thoughts of inadequacy, and your appetite is affected by the stress of never feeling good enough. Relationally, worthlessness creates walls that keep you isolated even when you are surrounded by people. You cannot receive love because you do not believe you deserve it. You cannot give love freely because you are always calculating whether you are giving enough to earn acceptance in return. Spiritually, worthlessness creates a distorted image of who I am and how I see you. You believe that I am disappointed in you, that I am keeping a record of your failures, that I am just waiting for you to prove yourself worthy of my love. This false image of me keeps you from experiencing the unconditional love that I have always had for you. My precious child, I see how exhausted you are from trying to earn worth that was already yours from the moment I conceived you in my heart. I see how the lies about your value have robbed you of joy, peace, and the ability to truly connect with others and with me. But today, I am going to show you the truth that will set you free from this prison of worthlessness forever. Beloved, hear me clearly. Your worth was established before you took your first breath, before you achieved your first success, before you made your first mistake. Your value is not something you earn, maintain, or lose based on your performance. It is an unchangeable reality rooted in who I am, not in what you do. When I formed you in your mother's womb, I did not create you as an afterthought or backup plan. You were conceived in my heart before the foundations of the world were laid, before stars were hung in the sky, before oceans were carved into the earth. I was already thinking about you, planning for you, and loving you completely. The psalmist David understood this truth when he wrote, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Notice that he did not say, I will be wonderful if I achieve enough, or I was wonderful before I made mistakes. He declared his worth as a present reality based on my creative work not his own performance. Let me tell you about the day I created the first human beings. I had already spoken galaxies into existence, formed mountains and valleys, filled the seas with life, and created every living creature. But when I made humanity, I did something different. I did not merely speak you into existence. I knelt down in the dust and carefully formed you with my own hands. I breathed my own breath into your lungs. I made you in my image, bearing my likeness. This is not poetic language, my child. This is the literal truth of your origin. You carry within you the very breath of the Creator of the universe. You are not just another creature among many. You are the crown of creation, made in the image of the eternal God. When the enemy whispers that you are worthless, he is not just attacking you, he is attacking me. Because to call you worthless is to call my masterpiece flawed, my image distorted, my creation a mistake. And I do not make mistakes. Throughout history, I have consistently chosen the ones the world considered worthless to accomplish my greatest works. I chose Moses, who thought he could not speak well. I chose David, who was overlooked by his own family. I chose Mary, a young girl from a despised town. I chose the disciples, who were uneducated fishermen and tax collectors. I did not choose them despite their apparent lack of worth in the world's eyes. I chose them because I saw their true worth, the worth that the world had missed. And in the same way, I see worth in you that you have never recognized in yourself. When my son Jesus walked the earth, he consistently sought out those whom society had labeled as worthless. He ate with tax collectors and sinners. He touched lepers whom everyone else avoided. He spoke with the Samaritan woman at the well, crossing every social boundary to show her that she mattered to him. But the ultimate demonstration of your worth came at the cross. When Jesus hung there bleeding and dying, he was not just paying for your sins. He was declaring your value to the entire universe. The price he paid for you reveals your true worth. You are worth the life of the Son of God. You are worth everything to me. If you want to know your value, do not look at your bank account, your achievements, or other people's opinions. Look at the cross. The cross is my receipt for your purchase. It shows exactly how much you are worth to me. And that worth never changes, never diminishes, never depends on your performance. Some of you struggle to believe this because you have been taught that worth must be earned. But consider this. Did you earn your way into existence? Did you achieve your way into being created? Did you perform your way into receiving life? No. These were gifts given to you before you could do anything to deserve them. Your worth is the same. It is not based on what you do, but on who you are. And who you are is my beloved child, created in my image, purchased with the blood of my Son, and destined for eternal relationship with me. The enemy wants you to believe that your mistakes, your failures, your weaknesses somehow diminish your worth. But this is impossible. Your worth is not based on your perfection, but on my love. And my love is not conditional on your performance. It is unconditional, unchanging, and eternal. Even when you fail, even when you sin, even when you make mistakes that hurt yourself and others, your fundamental worth remains unchanged. What changes is your fellowship with me, your peace with yourself, your ability to walk in the fullness of who you are. But your worth, that is as constant as my character, as unchanging as my nature, as eternal as my love. This is why I can love you completely, while still calling you to grow. This is why I can accept you exactly as you are, while still having more for you to become. Your worth is not dependent on your spiritual maturity, your emotional health, or your behavioral perfection. Your worth is dependent on me, and I never change. When you truly understand this truth, it will transform everything about how you live. You will stop trying to earn what you already have. You will stop fearing the loss of what cannot be taken from you. You will stop performing for approval and start living from acceptance. Now let me teach you 7 foundational truths about your worth that will anchor your identity in reality rather than in the lies you have believed. First truth: your worth is intrinsic, not acquired. This means that your value comes from who you are, not from what you do. You do not become worthy through achievement, and you do not lose worth through failure. Your worth is woven into the very fabric of your being because you are made in my image. Think about a precious diamond. Its value does not come from what it accomplishes or how it performs. Its value comes from its inherent nature, its molecular structure, its essential composition. Even if that diamond is covered in mud, even if it is hidden in darkness, even if no one recognizes it, its worth remains unchanged because worth is part of what it is, not what it does. You are infinitely more valuable than any diamond because you carry within you the image of the eternal God. This worth cannot be earned because it was given as a gift. It cannot be lost because it is part of your essential nature. It cannot be diminished because it is rooted in my unchanging character. Second truth: your worth is individual, not comparative. The enemy loves to trap you in the comparison game because comparison always leads to either pride or despair. When you compare yourself to others, you either feel superior, which leads to arrogance, or inferior, which leads to worthlessness. Both responses miss the truth about your unique value. I did not create you to be better than someone else, or worse than someone else. I created you to be you. Your worth is not determined by how you measure up to others, but by how perfectly you fulfill the unique purpose for which you were created. Consider the stars in the sky. Is the sun less valuable because it is not as distant as other stars? Is the moon worthless because it doesn't produce its own light? Each celestial body has its own purpose, its own beauty, its own irreplaceable role in the cosmic dance. Their value comes not from comparison, but from their unique contribution to the whole. In the same way, your worth is not determined by being the smartest, the most beautiful, the most successful, or the most spiritual. Your worth comes from being the unique expression of my creativity that only you can be. There has never been another you, and there never will be. You are irreplaceable, incomparable, and invaluable. Third truth: your worth is permanent, not temporary. Your worth does not fluctuate based on your circumstances, your feelings, your performance, or your season of life. It is not high when you are successful and low when you are struggling. It is not strong when you feel confident and weak when you feel insecure. Your worth is constant because it is rooted in my constant love. Many of you have been taught that worth is something you can gain or lose, something that goes up and down like the stock market. But this is not how I designed worth to work. Worth in my kingdom is not a commodity to be traded, but a gift to be received and a truth to be believed. Your worth was the same when you were a helpless infant as it is today. It will be the same when you are old and gray. It was the same on your worst day as it was on your best day. It is the same when you are walking in victory as when you are struggling with defeat. This permanence of worth means that you can stop the exhausting work of trying to maintain your value through performance. You can rest in the security of knowing that your worth is as stable as my throne, as permanent as my word, as enduring as my love. Fourth truth, your worth is complete, not partial. You do not have to wait until you are more mature, more healed, more successful, or more spiritual to be fully worthy. You are not 50% worthy now, with the potential to become 100% worthy later. You are completely, totally, fully worthy right now, exactly as you are. This does not mean that you do not need to grow, change, or mature. It means that your growth is not about becoming worthy, but about learning to live from the worth you already possess. You do not heal in order to become valuable. You heal because you are already valuable and deserve to live in the fullness of that value. Many of you have been waiting to feel worthy before you start living like you are worthy. But feelings follow actions, not the other way around. You must start acting from your worth in order to begin feeling your worth. You must start treating yourself like the treasured child you are in order to experience the reality of that treasure. Fifth truth, your worth is unconditional, not performance-based. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you can do to make me love you less. Your worth is not a grade that goes up with good behavior and down with bad behavior. It is not a bank account that increases with deposits and decreases with withdrawals. Your worth is like the sun's light. The sun does not shine brighter on good days and dimmer on bad days. It does not give more light to deserving people and less light to undeserving people. It shines consistently, constantly, unconditionally, regardless of what happens on earth. This unconditional nature of your worth means that you can stop performing for my approval and start living from my acceptance. You can stop trying to earn what you already have and start enjoying what has already been given to you. Sixth truth, your worth is spiritual, not material. Your worth is not determined by your possessions, your position, your appearance, or your achievements. These external things may change, but your worth remains constant because it is rooted in spiritual reality, not material circumstances. I have seen wealthy people who felt worthless and poor people who knew their incredible value. I have seen beautiful people who hated themselves and ordinary-looking people who radiated confidence in their worth. I have seen successful people who felt like failures and struggling people who knew they were champions. External circumstances can enhance your experience of life, but they cannot determine your worth. Your worth exists in the spiritual realm, where you are seated with Christ in heavenly places, where you are chosen, beloved, and treasured beyond measure. Seventh truth, your worth is transformational, not informational. Understanding your worth is not just about having correct information in your head. It is about experiencing transformation in your heart, your mind, your relationships, and your daily life. When you truly know your worth, everything changes. You begin to set healthy boundaries because you know you deserve to be treated with respect. You begin to pursue your dreams because you know you are worthy of good things. You begin to love others more freely because you are not constantly trying to earn love for yourself. You stop apologizing for existing and start celebrating your unique contribution to the world. You stop hiding your gifts and start sharing them boldly. You stop settling for less than you deserve and start expecting the goodness that I have planned for you. This transformation does not happen overnight, but it begins the moment you choose to believe the truth about your worth rather than the lies you have been told. Every day that you act from your worth rather than from your insecurity, you reinforce the truth and weaken the lies. Now, let me give you 5 practical steps to begin living from your true worth rather than from the lies about your value. Step 1. Implement daily worth declarations that rewire your thought patterns. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you look in the mirror, before you start your day, I want you to speak these truths out loud. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am chosen, beloved, and treasured by God. My worth is not based on my performance, but on God's love. I am valuable exactly as I am right now. This is not positive thinking or self-help psychology. This is declaring truth over your life. When you speak these words, you are not trying to convince yourself of something that might be true. You are declaring something that is already true, whether you feel it or not. The enemy has had years to program lies into your thinking. These daily declarations begin to reprogram your mind with truth. At first, these words may feel foreign or even false. This is normal. Your feelings have been trained to respond to lies. But as you consistently declare truth, your feelings will begin to align with reality. Write these declarations on cards and place them where you will see them throughout the day. Put them on your bathroom mirror, your car dashboard, your computer screen. Every time you see them, speak them again. You are literally retraining your brain to think thoughts that are consistent with your true worth. Step 2. Identify and challenge the specific lies you have believed about your worth. Make a list of the negative things you regularly think about yourself. Write down the cruel words others have spoken over you. Identify the false beliefs that drive your insecurity and self-doubt. Be specific. Instead of writing, "I feel worthless," write, "I believe I'm worthless because I was told I was stupid in school." Or, "I believe I am worthless because my marriage ended." For each lie on your list, I want you to write the corresponding truth from my word. If the lie is, "I am stupid," the truth is, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made, with a unique mind that reflects God's creativity." If the lie is, "I am unlovable," the truth is, "I am so loved that Jesus died for me." This exercise helps you see that your feelings of worthlessness are not based on facts, but on false beliefs. When you can identify the specific lies, you can target them with specific truths. This is spiritual warfare at its most practical level. Step 3. Practice receiving love and compliments without deflection or dismissal. One of the clearest signs that you struggle with worth is how you respond when others try to love you or affirm you. You deflect compliments, minimize gifts, or find ways to disqualify expressions of love because you do not believe you deserve them. Starting today, when someone compliments you, simply say "thank you," without adding "but" or explaining why they are wrong. When someone does something kind for you, receive it gracefully without immediately trying to reciprocate or pay them back. When someone expresses love for you, let it land in your heart without analyzing whether you deserve it. This practice will feel uncomfortable at first because you are not used to receiving. But learning to receive is essential to understanding your worth. You cannot truly know your value if you constantly reject evidence of that value from others. Step 4. Set boundaries that reflect your worth rather than your insecurity. People who struggle with worth often have terrible boundaries. You say yes when you want to say no because you fear rejection. You allow others to treat you poorly because you do not believe you deserve better. You give more than you have because you are trying to earn love through service. I want you to identify one relationship where you need to set a healthy boundary. This might be saying no to a request that you do not have capacity for. It might be addressing disrespectful behavior that you have been tolerating. It might be asking for what you need instead of hoping others will guess. Setting this boundary is not about being selfish or mean. It is about honoring the worth that I have placed in you. When you set healthy boundaries, you're declaring that you are valuable enough to be treated with respect, important enough to have your needs considered, and worthy enough to take up space in the world. Step 5. Invest in your growth and well-being as an act of stewardship of your worth. When you truly understand your worth, you will want to take care of the treasure that you are. This means investing in your physical health, your emotional healing, your spiritual growth, and your personal development. Choose one area where you have been neglecting yourself because you didn't think you were worth the investment. Maybe you need to start eating better, exercising regularly, or getting enough sleep. Maybe you need to pursue counseling, read books that help you grow, or develop a skill that interests you. This investment is not about trying to become worthy. It is about stewarding the worth you already possess. You take care of valuable things. You protect precious things. You invest in important things. When you begin to treat yourself as the treasure you are, you reinforce the truth of your worth in practical ways. As you implement these steps, remember that changing deeply ingrained patterns takes time and patience. You may have believed lies about your worth for years or even decades. Do not expect these truths to feel natural immediately. But every time you choose to act from your worth rather than from your insecurity, you are building new neural pathways that will eventually become your new normal. Now, I want you to close your eyes and let me pray over you. Let these words wash over your heart like healing water, like gentle rain on dry ground. My precious beloved child, I speak worth over your life. I declare that you are valuable beyond measure, treasured beyond description, loved beyond comprehension. Every lie that has told you otherwise is broken right now by the power of my truth. I speak identity over your confusion. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your circumstances. You are not other people's opinions. You are my beloved child, created in my image, destined for greatness, called to purpose. I speak healing over your wounded heart. Every word that cut you, every rejection that scarred you, every abandonment that broke you, I am healing it all right now. Your heart is not too damaged to be restored. Your worth is not too diminished to be renewed. I speak freedom over your captivity to insecurity. You're free from the need to prove yourself. You're free from the fear of not being enough. You're free from the exhausting performance of trying to earn what you already have. I speak confidence over your timidity. You do not have to hide anymore. You do not have to make yourself small. You do not have to apologize for existing. You are meant to shine, to take up space, to contribute your unique gifts to the world. I speak purpose over your meaninglessness. Your life has meaning. Your existence has purpose. Your story has value. You are not here by accident. You are here by design, with a specific role to play that only you can fulfill. I speak love over your loneliness. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. I am with you always. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. My love for you is constant, unconditional, and eternal. Now, I want you to repeat these declarations after me. Let your voice join with mine in declaring these truths over your life. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am chosen, beloved, and treasured by God. My worth, is not based on my performance, but on God's love. I am valuable exactly as I am right now. I deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. I have unique gifts that the world needs. I am not too much, and I am not too little. I am exactly who God created me to be. I am worthy of love, belonging, and good things. I choose to live from my worth, not from my insecurity. Let these words sink deep into your spirit. Let them become the foundation of how you see yourself. Let them be the lens through which you view your life, your relationships, and your future. You are not worthless. You have never been worthless. You will never be worthless. You are priceless, precious, and perfectly loved by the Creator of the universe. My beloved child, as we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to know that everything has changed. You may not feel it yet, but something fundamental has shifted in the spiritual realm. The lies that have held you captive to worthlessness have been exposed and broken. The truth about your value has been spoken and sealed. You are walking away from this moment different than you were when you arrived. You are no longer the person who believes they are worthless. You are now the person who knows they are treasured. You are no longer the person who apologizes for existing. You are now the person who celebrates their unique contribution to the world. This transformation will unfold gradually in your daily life. You will find yourself standing a little taller, speaking a little bolder, dreaming a little bigger. You will discover that you have less tolerance for being treated poorly and more courage to ask for what you need. You will notice that you are less concerned with other people's approval and more focused on my acceptance. There will be moments when the old lies try to resurface, when the familiar feelings of worthlessness attempt to reclaim their territory in your heart. When this happens, remember what you have learned today. Remember that your worth is not based on your feelings, but on my unchanging love. Remember that you are not fighting to become worthy, but living from the worth you already possess. Tomorrow, you will wake up as someone who knows their value. You will look in the mirror and see not flaws to be hidden, but beauty to be celebrated. You will face your day not as someone who has to prove themselves, but as someone who has already been proven precious. The relationships in your life will begin to change as you interact from your worth rather than from your insecurity. The opportunities that come your way will be evaluated not by whether you deserve them, but by whether they align with the valuable person you are. The dreams in your heart will no longer seem impossible, but inevitable, because you will know that you are worthy of the good things I have planned for you. Remember, my child, that your worth is not a destination to reach, but a reality to live from. You do not become worthy someday in the future. You are worthy right now, in this moment, exactly as you are. Your journey is not about earning worth, but about learning to live from the worth you have always possessed. I am so proud of you for choosing to hear the truth about your value today. I am excited to see how this truth transforms your life in the days, weeks, and months ahead. I am expectant about the person you will become as you learn to live from your worth rather than from your wounds. Come back tomorrow, and I will have another message for your heart. I will continue to speak truth over your life, to heal the places that still hurt, to strengthen the areas that still feel weak. This is just the beginning of your journey into the fullness of who you are. Until then, remember this: you are not worthless. You are priceless. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece. You are not too much or too little. You are exactly enough. You are my beloved child, and I could not love you more. Go now and live like the treasured, valuable, worthy person that you are. The world is waiting to see the unique gift that only you can bring. I love you beyond measure.